Church pastors' wives, commonly known as first ladies, have been the subject of a lot of conversations on social media as a result of a new TLC reality series, The Sisterhood. The series focuses on the lives of 5 pastors' wives from Atlanta. Take a look.
When you're married to a pastor, you're held to a higher standard.
Hallelujah. A first lady has to appear perfect because she sets the standard for the congregation.
What if you pull back the curtain and see us for who we truly are? You'd be shocked.
Oh my gosh.
Preachers' wives can run from very conservative.
One of the things you'll learn about me is I'm kingdom.
To very radical.
Tell the devil he's a liar. What is wrong with you? Better watch yourself, girl.
People don't expect a preacher and a preacher's wife to have a good sex life.
It's very difficult to be a first lady. Very difficult.
First ladies generally disagree on a whole lot of things.
I don't need you to quote scriptures to me. I know the word.
The only thing we agree on is that we all love God.
I love it.
Everything else is up for chance.
In my life, everything's crazy. Looking for something amazing. Even when I fall, I know I'll get through it. Gotta move forward, cause the Lord said do it. Haters can't stop these dreams. Since it's moving forward, gotta be free.
Whether you love or hate the series, it draws attention to a special bond that unless you have it, you don't get it. An article in this month's Essence magazine explores that sisterhood and how spiritual women can uplift and support pastors' wives. We're joined by the author, Sophia Nelson, as well as the co-authors of the Sisters in Faith Bible, Michelle Clark Jenkins and Stephanie Perry Moore. Folks, welcome. First off, I saw the first show of the Sisterhood. Or the second show. I can't watch ignorance. I can't. Yeah, I mean, my audience knows how I feel about them ignorant Real Housewives of Atlanta, them ignorant basketball wives, all these different people like this here. I'm sorry. Do you really want to know the women who play these first ladies on the show?
Well, Roland, let me say, as someone who did this piece for Essence magazine, we spent 6 months not investigating, but spending time with first ladies, interviewing first ladies all around the country. And when I saw the first episode of the show, I was mortified, I have to be honest, because no first lady I talked to, and I talked to all the big ones and some up-and-comings, behave in this manner. And I'm not saying that some of what's brought up in the show I think is valuable to us, that first ladies have marriages, they have children, they have drama, they have challenges. That's fine, but the show is not an accurate depiction of what the lives are really like.
What do y'all think?
Well, first of all, I think it's a big mistake to think that anybody's life is perfect.
Right.
But again, you know, on reality shows, come on, they're looking for the drama. They're looking for to sign up the people where they think there's going to be some drama. And also, they've now put themselves in the hands of producers and reality editors. So I think it's a combination of the personalities they picked. I agree with you. I don't know any first ladies like that, but they've put themselves in the hands of producers and editors, come on, who aren't looking for them to be perfect.
I agree. I think it's very interesting when you talk about how much are we going to show. Some stuff we're supposed to have a little bit behind the camera. And I think, too, with sisters, though, we've got to learn how to go to each other and say, all right, well, we want to show everything. So I appreciate you investigating and talking to other first ladies out there, because we do need to learn how to support them. I mean,
what I found to be interesting in most of the episodes that I saw, virtually none of it actually was dealing with the church.
Absolutely.
And so, but the reality is, in folks that you've talked to, so much of what so many first ladies they have to do, it really involves in terms of being a significant player within how the church works, within the ministries, and also how people are looking to them for a very clear role that a first lady is supposed to operate as.
And they model to young women in the body of Christ. It's Titus 2. It's classic. You know, the older, wiser women should teach the younger women how to go. And so, again, yes, first ladies have drama and they have issues. I mean, we interviewed.
I mean, I do know some ignorant first ladies. I mean, let's just be clear. Because I know some ignorant pastors.
Right.
And look, I'm just going to be honest. There's no sense of trying to be all cute. They all holy. No, some ignorant. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, but for example, one of the people that we interviewed, two people.
Y'all know some too, so stop it. Look at you.
Look, the deal is, we interviewed, though, we really tried to come up with an article that went across the spectrum. We talked to Reva Timms, who was the widow of Zachary Timms, and then, you know, he died of the drug issue, and hotel was very sad. And then you had Giselle Bryant, who's never talked on the record before about her marriage to Pastor Jamal Bryant, talk for the first time to Essence. And so these women, and nobody trashed anybody. There was none. They were talking about the image, Roland, and how critical that image is, and how they are, what are they allowed to speak about, what are they allowed to do, how they're supposed to conduct themselves. When one of us has an issue, it doesn't play out in front of the whole body of Christ.
Because the scrutiny on them is tough.
It's tough. How they dress, how they look.
They're looking at everything. The hat, the shoes. Is it too expensive? Is it cheap? All that sort of stuff.
That's right.
But I think we also have to understand that the pressure on first ladies, to think that they're supposed to be a certain way.
Exactly.
I mean, what we got to do is allow first ladies, and some of it's the congregation's fault. We look at first ladies and say, we make them be perfect. We say to them, we need you to be a certain way. And the truth of the matter is they need to be who they are, and they need to have the freedom in their congregations to be who they are and to be able to be transparent. And unfortunately, our first ladies don't have the ability sometimes to be transparent to their congregation because we don't support them.
The other thing too, sis, is generational, Roland. Like your younger first ladies, like a Tara Jenkins or a Sonia Sloan. Sonia's a medical doctor. She's in Houston, Luke Humble. Tara Jenkins is a PhD. These are young women in their 30s, their 40s. Then you have the Sarita Jakes, the Deborah Mortons. They've been seasoned. They've been at this a long time. Taffy Dollar. We talked about the issue with respect to what happened between Creflo and their daughter. At least we talked around it because, of course, she couldn't get into it on the record. But she talked about raising a teenager in my house is as bad as it is in your house. And we deal with the same drama. We try to guide them right. Sometimes they don't want to do right, but ours plays out for the whole world to see. And if your child, and she didn't say this is me saying this, but if any one of us had smacked that our parents had done something, we wouldn't be here talking right now. So my point is that they deal with a whole different level of scrutiny that even maybe celebrities deal with.
And we had a first lady that's a contributor for the Bible, Sister Jamel Meeks, that's out of Chicago, Salem Baptist Church, 30,000 folks.
Rev James Meeks? What up?
Yeah.
I was a member of Salem when I was in Chicago.
Okay. And in talking to her, it's so exciting when she says they have a heavy heart, too. They carry a lot that's going on, and they want just the folks to know that it's not just about, as you said, the clothes where they sit, all the stuff that's insufficient. It's about the hearts of the folks in their church. People are hurting. People are on the streets, and they have to hear so much of it. So it's like they just need that support from everyone else there to help lift up the church, not to tear. We're not trying to tear anybody down.
And these women are the backbone. These women love their husbands. Yes. I tell you what, and look, a lot of them have been through some stuff. I'm not going to lie, but they have stuck. They have supported. They are the backbone of the church. Many of them run the church. They run ministries. They run conferences. They really keep their husbands grounded. And, these are some amazing women. And I agree with you, Roland, not all first ladies act right, but the vast majority, nobody I know acts like them women on the Sisterhood, though. I don't know anybody like that.
So when you could do an article on first men?
I was thinking about that.
Because there are women out there who are pastors of churches, who are leading churches, and that role is pretty interesting, too.
Few of them are married, though, what I found. You take a Cynthia Hale, who's amazing, Masora, who I love, and you take some of these powerful women preachers that are pastors. Even Reva Timms now has her own church and is pastoring, and we were talking about how hard it is to date. I mean, and that gets back to this whole black woman power structure, black man thing that we should talk about.
I didn't care about dating the pastor. That didn't faze me whatsoever. So I wasn't bothered by that.
I also think we got to support that. The first ladies have to know we support them individually, even apart from their husbands, because we have had that problem where you have a first lady who gets divorced, or a pastoral couple that gets divorced, and then the first lady is isolated, and everybody supports the pastor, and they don't know what happened in that marriage. But then all of a sudden, here's this woman who has been supportive of her whole congregation, and now she's kind of out in the cold.
Reva was asked to leave. This is us. She was asked to leave by her then pastor husband and the board, who said, your being here doesn't allow the church to heal. So here was a woman who had been wronged, and everybody knew it, unfaithfulness, et cetera, and she was then put out and cast aside. Now, the way the situation worked out, it turned different.
All right. Well, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a bunch.